It's very, very dangerous.
Get these spidey sense, I was like, oh, something's off.
I'm just like, man, I'm waiting to hear something,
Keep that crowd warmed up. Is Mr. Yahola Tiger.
What's going on, guys? And welcome to another live stream edition of the Warcry Podcast. I'm your host, Yahola Tiger, on this. Here in the Central Time, it's late, 9 o'clock. Some people in bed already, but that's all right. We got some things to talk about tonight. WWE related. I'm a huge fan of WWE, wrestling in general. I'm not an AEW guy. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's all right. But it wouldn't be right at all. It just would not be in my best interest. Best for business is what they say. If I don't bring on this gentleman here to help me talk about the wrestling scene, and that's Mr. Kevin Nez from the Mac Nez podcast and the E Society podcast. What's going on, man?
I'm good, brother, man. Just fighting the cold, but I'm here to talk wrestling. The other wrestling show I do with a buddy of mine up in Alaska, my buddy Brian, we do the Wrestling Returns, and he's also been kind of feeling sick. I don't know, maybe he gave it to me or something, but yeah, it made its way to California, and now I'm feeling it. But it was a weekend. A lot was happening down in Vegas. I was that close to going.
Oh man!
But the ticket situation didn't work out. But who knows? Maybe next year in New Orleans. But I don't know. I thought it was good. There was a couple matches that I went, okay, what are we doing here? But we'll see. And then the aftermath on Raw, I'm like, all right, I see where it can go. But overall, I thought it was a good weekend of wrestling. I mean, I don't know if you watched NXT Stand and Deliver. I thought that was really good. I really don't follow it that much, but it was right before WrestleMania. I mean, everyone that went to the T-Mobile Arena, that's like maybe a half a mile or a mile away from the Allegiant Stadium. So, I mean, you got wrestling in the morning, then you just roll right down the street for WrestleMania. So I think I was jealous. A buddy of mine did go, and a few friends went, and they went to everything down there. They were down there for a week.
Dang.
And just wrestling, and parties and wrestling, and even backyard wrestling. Some indie shows they went to. And I'm at home just like looking at their pictures like, I could have. I at least wanted to go Saturday for my boy Punk, but we'll get to that in a minute. But other than that, man, it was an amazing weekend, week for wrestling. Yeah. Be whatever you watch. But yeah, man, I'm ready for more.
Yeah. So I guess I will start it off. As everybody knows, it broke the internet. Obviously, at Elimination Chamber, John Cena turned heel for the first time. I remember being a young guy and people was like clamoring, especially the way he was treated at ECW the One Night Stand 2006. People are like, man, why don't you just make that turn? Everyone's booing you. Nobody likes you. That's when the John Cena sucks to his song. That started happening more and more. But he turned heel, and we get a little piece of The Rock in this. Dwayne Johnson. One thing about him in this whole thing is he did an interview. We'll get to this eventually because I'd like to hear your thoughts if you heard it or you haven't heard it. But we get The Rock at Elimination Chamber, and we get that iconic throat, and we get basically the heel turn, and the internet broke basically for about a week. The build up to WrestleMania, we got Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and then we get into SmackDown, and whole different things happening. But I want to just talk specifically about WrestleMania weekend as of right now. We can get into the build of John Cena and Cody Rhodes, but did you stay up till, I guess here it would have been almost 4 o'clock
Oh,
in the morning for the Hall of Fame?
it
Did you?
was. I did watch the whole thing. I watched it live. It was pushing for us. It was little. It was after 1, maybe almost 1:30 when it ended, and I was like, "What's happening?" I mean,
Man,
I loved how they panned the crowd, and you can see who was yawning, eyes were closed.
dang, Booker T, they put him on blast all weekend. He was all laid up. You see his eye.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, but I think next year they'll look at this and go, we can't do that again. Unless you have Hall of Fame earlier in the afternoon and then roll right into SmackDown if they want to do it, or even put Hall of Fame the night before, because like I said, there was a week of wrestling going on in Vegas. They could easily have done that, and it would have
Mhm.
probably been better for all the talent as well. I'm sure the fans that you're in Vegas and you're hyped, you're not going to bed anyway.
No, you're not.
So I assume they were cool with it, but everyone, especially Booker T, they had to do NXT the next
Oh
morning,
man,
and who knows?
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, who knows what time they had to be at the arena
Oh man,
to get it going. But yeah, it was good.
who was the highlight for you in that? Are
Lex
you going
Luger.
Lex Luger? Okay,
Yeah, Lex Luger. I mean, I was much older. I was probably in my 20s when that was happening. And dog, sorry.
that's funny. Man,
to see what happened. I mean, because for a while, man, I was like, what happened to Lex Luger? And then we realized that he was going through some health stuff, and I was like, oh man. And I'm happy he's still alive. I know he didn't show up to Mania, or if he did, maybe he was just didn't want to come out, but or who knows, maybe he just went home after Hall of Fame. Might have been a little too much for him. It was good that he was there. I was happy that they inducted him. I loved the when Cody gave him when Cody and DDP when they had, hey man, we're gonna put you in the Hall of Fame. I thought that was really cool. I had
that
to
was cool.
wipe the tears from
Dang, I
my
know.
eyes. I mean, for what Lex Luger has done for the business, for wrestling entertainment, or just wrestling in general, love him or hate him. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, people may not like my favorite wrestlers. A lot of stuff that I grew up when I was a kid. Hulk Hogan, for example.
Oh
I
man,
was a little Hulkster. I was all about Hulkamania. The character. Now that I'm older, I'm 53. I can say I still love Hulk Hogan, the character, the wrestler.
hmm
I get it. Everyone has their different views on life and political views and everything. That's your business. Keep it out of wrestling. Um, I'm just like, yeah, that was part of my childhood. I mean, I grew up Ultimate Warrior, same thing. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
one of the
What
greatest crash out. He's a crash out, man.
uh that show Dark Side of Wrestling kind of, I mean,
Oh man,
I knew some stuff about him, like personal stuff, but you just like you don't want to believe it because
yeah,
that was something I looked up to, and then you find out later. And then when that show comes out,
man.
it
Yeah,
ruins your idea of this person. But then again, he didn't bring that in the ring. Maybe he did towards the end when he was going off script and talking all crazy with
hmm
his promos and everything. But Ultimate Warrior, he's still one of my favorites. I know I do notice that a lot of the newer wrestlers kind of just keep that stuff to themselves.
hmm
They don't bring it to work. But yeah, I mean, it was good to see Lex Luger in there, and it is sad for anybody dealing with some kind of health issue. I mean, it's sad to see how Lex Luger looked before when we were watching him in the ring and how he looks now. But I'm happy he's still alive. I don't know the man, but I thought that was really cool. Speaking of cool, Michelle McCool, that was cool to see her. But
Is she Hall of Fame worthy though? I don't.
I was sitting there thinking, I don't know. I don't choose who's gonna be in it, but I was kind of like, all
Well, it's
right.
like the same thing with natural disasters too. I'm like,
See, I
don't know about
was okay with that. I mean, that was a part of the era that I grew up in. So I was like, all right. I mean, there is a lot of guys and gals in the WWE Hall of Fame. I grew up in the WWF era of wrestling in the 80s. Even watched some of the other stuff in the 70s. But as the show went on, when they changed it from W to WWF to WWE, I get it why they did it, but I still like it. To me, it still doesn't sound right when we talk about wrestling. Oh, you got to say WWE. I'm a WWF guy for life. My wife, she makes beaded medallions. I want her to make me one, but I wanted to say WWF on it because that's what I grew up in. But I mean, I get it. I understand that was what, wildlife something.
worldwide, no, World Wildlife Fund.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, because even when I would see that, I'm like, isn't that wrestling? But I do like that one shirt when it says WWF and it's got those two pandas or bears
Oh.
with a chair. I like that, but
yeah, Luger. To me, the moment that really kind of makes me think about him is when he showed up to Nitro on the first Nitro, and I know him and Sting were really big, close friends. I was kind of hoping this is like a fantasy, I guess, now that Sting has signed this long Legends deal with AEW. But there was a moment where I'm like, man, maybe because you heard rumblings from the insiders that there's a partnership between WWE and another company, and I'm thinking, okay, are they going to sign off on Sting possibly inducting Luger? Then you find out, later on DDP. But to me, Luger and the first Nitro, I wasn't alive to see it. But what's crazy is that he was literally wasn't he on the same show? Like they were airing at the same time? The tape delay for WWF at the time? And then they were live on Nitro, weren't they?
Nitro was live. WWF at that time was taped. So, from what I understood, if you guys watch that documentary, the Monday Night Wars, I learned a lot from that. I figured WWF was live as well. I didn't realize it was taped unless I wasn't paying attention. But they were on Nitro, WCW. They were saying, "Oh man, if you guys are watching, going back and forth, so and so is about to win," and da 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 da. And then you click it back, and then we see what they were just talking about. Like we already knew the finish, and we're like, "Oh, it's kind of like, well, that's weird." But I mean, that's how business goes. I mean, you got two different companies battling it out on Monday night, which was awesome. Yeah, was I more WWF? Of course I was, but I did some of my idols that I grew up watching on WWF are now on WCW and Nitro, and then I'm like, so I'm going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
We were going back and forth at work with a couple of guys that did watch wrestling. I mean, we had to go back and forth. This is back in the days, boys and girls, when you had to walk up to television and actually either turn the dial or press the button. No remotes or anything. So there was remotes, but we didn't have them at work. But I mean, wrestling, it's a cutthroat business, man. And look what Vince did. He had to buy WCW to basically win that war. So, but
I know the legend. I've heard Eric Bischoff on his podcast talk about that he basically had a deal to buy WCW, and come to find out that Vince was friends with one of the finance people over at Turner, and kind of swooped WCW up for like $5 billion or something crazy. The catalog and everything. So it's definitely Vince's. And we'll get to Vince here in a minute with Triple H, but I thought, I thought that they did a good job of making sure that people were aware of kind of Luger's background. Now they didn't bring up Elizabeth, thank goodness, no one did. But I heard at this is we'll maybe get to this, but the roast of WrestleMania, they were lighting Luger up. Have you heard about that? But
yeah, again, there's a lot of stuff in the background of wrestling, be it what we've seen and what we know, and in the wrestling sheets or the magazines that they came out with back in the days. But some of it, you're like, all right, okay, I could see this happening, but I was like, if I didn't see it on TV, I didn't believe it. But I mean, wrestling, I mean, they were wild. I mean, you do listen to old wrestlers, the old vets and everything, talking about how wild they were back then, before cell phones and everything, and the drinking, the drugs, and the steroids and everything, all the stuff that they were doing, and it was a wild time. I know it's more controlled now, that they really watch their talent, really focus on the mainly drugs, and if you have an alcohol problem. But I don't know, some of those doctors, man, I'm like, ooh, why did you re-release this person again? You're just waiting for them. I don't want them to get hurt. Lita, for example, she broke her neck in while in the ring, or diving out of the ring, and she was gone for a while, but then she comes back every now and then. But every time I see her, when her music hits, and I'm like, oh. And I mean, I love her. She's my favorite, all-time favorite female wrestler. I mean, it used to be Wendy Richter, the Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young, and all them. But Lita just had that. So other than she's just beautiful, and I met her a few times. She's an awesome woman. I just thought she was doing more than everyone else, than just a pretty face. She was a part of Team Extreme. She was doing all the high flying stuff. She was a pretty much a luchador. Not, well, I don't want to say that, but she did train in Mexico and all of that. So, but I just thought she had that extra something there where she was amazing in the ring. But yeah, when she broke her neck and when she comes back, I'm like, be careful. I mean, I don't want her to hurt herself. Same thing with Seth Rollins when he came back after he did that flip and his knee went the other way. Even when he does stuff, I still like, ooh, be careful. And Edge, when he came back,
he needs to go, man.
I was like, or what's he called now? Cope or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're only gonna be Edge in my eyes. You are the rated R superstar, but I get it, man. He wanted to.
He can't even. He was saying that the reason why he's never been pinned in AEW is because he can't lay on his back for more than 3 seconds.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, what they do to themselves. I mean, to the people that's all wrestling's fake. It's scripted. I get it. But what they're doing in the ring is not fake. The bumps that they take is nowhere fake. I mean, yeah, they pull their punches and everything, but when you're doing that high stuff, especially Edge, man, all the stuff he was doing. I mean, back, what was it, WrestleMania 17? That ladder match with the Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, and
TLC.
Yeah, what was the other guy's name?
You're talking about Matt and Jeff,
Jeff,
Bubba and Dion, or Devon, Edge and Christian, and I think that was it.
No, there was another person.
Spike Dudley.
He came running in. Lita did as well. Somebody's yelling it at us. Oh my God. Big guy, long hair, mustache.
Test?
No.
No.
Fudge.
Big.
Vader keeps coming to my head, but not Vader.
Vader.
Rest in peace. Oh, damn it! You guys know, if you guys watch wrestling, you know. Yeah, that other guy. Yeah, man. I mean, what they did in that, man. Of course, I can see why Edge, any high flyer, or pretty much any wrestler, and what they do to themselves. I mean, Hulk Hogan, how broke he is. I mean, yeah. I met the man once, and the way I saw him walking in, it was during Comic-Con in San Diego. He came walking into the Hard Rock Hotel, and the way he was walking, I'm like, I get it, man. Wrestling is a tough business, man. And like Jeff Hardy, I'm surprised. He even says it. I was listening to a podcast he was on. He goes, I'm surprised I could walk and do what he does still. He does a lot of moves that we loved him doing that he does not do anymore. Same thing with Matt. And like, yeah, Edge, he can't do it. It just hurts. I mean, for me, being a skateboarder, everything hurts. I love skateboarding. I'm not going to stop. When I stop skateboarding is when it's time for me to take that nap. But I mean, it hurts. I can't do what I used to do. I'm not young. I'm not a young kid anymore. But I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, work as well. That everything, every inch of me hurts. I blame skateboarding and work. But you do what you got to do for your family. So
yeah.
But wrestling, man, I'm sure they're doing it too as well. The guys and gals that do have families and what they're doing to their bodies to entertain us. It's amazing, even especially after this weekend with some of the bumps, man. Even what's her name? She like knocked some of her chipped her teeth.
Oh, Stratton.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Looked like Io hurt herself, but she was going. She still went in there. Look, you can see it. You could see it on Raw how she was limping around. But I mean, yeah, they go through a lot. And when you go to live events, be it indies or the big AEW or WWE, I mean, you hear it and you see. I got to go behind the curtain one time at an indie show. There I was some luchador stuff in Reno, Nevada, and they were running late, so they were just hurrying trying to put the ring together. And the guys that were doing it were speaking Spanish to me. I don't understand Spanish, but one guy was kind of like, help. I was okay. So I ran over there. I was grabbing plywood and parts of the ring, and I was helping them put together. I must have just never noticed or realized what they do. You always figure that ring, it's got give. You figure there is somewhat padding under it, but it's basically just plywood. For those of you that don't know, you wrestling marks, I'm sure you guys know, but yeah, it's just plywood. I mean, and that's what it gives that give. And then we laid the plywood down, and then we put the little thin mats under it, like 2 layers that they had, and then put the cover over it, and then tighten that bad boy up. And all right, bell time. That was cool. I was glad I got to experience that and how they did it. And then when you see them hit the mat, boom, the big give it's got. Because I remember I stepped into a ring one time. There was an indie show in Oakland. I just wanted to see, like, get in there and like bounce around in the middle. And I was like, wow, man, this doesn't have much give. But them flying off the top rope or jumping off a cage or whatever. I mean, what's his name? Even earlier, with last year, Bronson Reed jumping off the cage.
Oh yeah, Survivors or War
yeah,
Games.
Yeah, and his ankle just. Oh my god! I mean, and he's a big boy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. I mean, even that one video that pops up every now and then, Psycho Sid Vicious, when he just jumped off and landed on his feet, and you see his ankle just fold.
Oh yeah, man. Oh,
it's crazy wrestling, but
yeah.
Oh man, but we love it.
Yes, yeah. I'm definitely. I'll share my opinion of what it's doing to me now. In terms of my thought process, because I'm like, so this weekend, you find things out after the fact, and you got people like The Rock ruining things for people, and it's just like, why, man? Like, but before we get all that, I know we're talking, we're deep diving over here, but for all you marks out there, so I sat through patiently for the Hall of Fame. I sat and I just waited, and natural disasters, Michelle McCool. You even had the Austin Bret Hart match. I'm not a real big Bret Hart guy. I know there's a lot of fans out there who are big Bret Hart guys. I was a Stone Cold guy, so it was cool to see that being inducted, because I think matches should go into the Hall of Fame. We could probably name 100 matches that should be in the Hall of Fame in terms of just Wrestlemania matches. I mean, just regular matches on Raw, just a lot of matches basically. But one thing I did think was kind of funny about that is you can tell Bret Hart does not like Triple H. You can tell in his body language when
that video that came out after.
Exactly. Like, so people did a slow-mo of Triple H at the Hall of Fame shaking Austin. He went down the line. That he even skipped Michelle McCool to shake Austin's hand, like she was like, what? But he shook Bret Hart's hand, and Bret Hart rolled his eyes and did the Bret Hart thing, and at some point you got to get over this stuff, man. He does have the claim to fame to be the first ever 3-time Hall of Famer, which you know I guess that's amazing. But one thing about that match, and really Bret Hart in general, is I think he did elevate Austin in that match. I think the way the way the camera is like it was like a cinematic. I remember watching the replay. Dang, shout out to Reesers here in Oklahoma. They used to have a little movie section, and we'd go in there and um, basically go and rent like we would pick a year and it'd be like 96 or whatever, and go and watch all the pay-per-views. And I remember watching WrestleMania. This is like 2001, 2002, and we got so used to Kevin Dunn and his basically all his cuts. Like he would cut from different angles, cut over here, and it's like, but the way that they shot that match, especially at the end where the blood is running down and you could see Brett really, it was like cinematic, and then also fades out. That's It's not one of my favorite matches, but it's one of the coolest moments because then Austin got the rocket put on his back, and they sent him out to the stratosphere. And I think I'm not really, like I said, I'm not a fan of Bret Hart. I can't stand him as a person, but he did do the job, or he did do the job that he was set out to do. I think they said at the time that's the only time that there was ever basically a double turn. Stone Cold became kind of an anti-hero babyface, and then Bret got into his feud with Shawn Michaels after that, and he was a heel, and Shawn Michaels and DX and everybody. But what was your thoughts of that match going into the Hall of Fame?
Good match. I love Stone Cold, but he's later in my generation. Bret Hart was there, the Hart Foundation, him and the Anvil, and Jimmy Hart during the WWF era, the Saturday morning wrestling. I mean, seeing them. I mean, I loved Bret Hart, but it happens to all of us as we get older. We get a little cranky. So, but it was a good match. We can't take that away from either of them, but I just think all the stuff that built up in Bret that we don't know that he had to go through, I can see him still being mad. I mean, I look at life a little way different than I did before. And I kind of let the BS be BS and not, it's not going to stop me from what I'm doing. I mean, my grandsons give me that strength to keep going. But I get it. Yeah, we all see it in Bret. Everybody that watches wrestling, we see it. And like the old OGs like me that grew up with him, yeah, I mean, we were mad. Of course we were mad. I mean, the Montreal Screwjob, of course we were all mad. Spitting Vince's face. Did we think that was real? I thought it was part of the show, but
Yeah.
But then later, of course, we find out what happened and everything. And but yeah, I mean, I think not just Bret. I'm sure there's a lot of wrestlers that say they've gone through a lot to just can't let it go. I mean, some people are like me. I mean, there's stuff that's happened in my life before. I was like, oh hell no. But now, my older age, I've been through a lot. I can just like, again, don't sweat the small stuff. I mean, it's not taking money out of my check or anything. So, but yeah, but I get it. He's because Triple H was there during all that stuff that he was going through, and I'm sure he was going through stuff before he came into the company. But yeah, I think Bret's might be one of those guys that just can't let it go. Because yeah, I mean, all the stuff that's happened to him that they've done to him purposely, I'm surprised he still shows up for these things when they want to do it.
I know, and I know that they did the little reunion tour back. What was it, WrestleMania 24, when he wrestled Vince. Was it Wrestle? I can't. It might be 24, 25.
One of those.
Yeah, and I guess him and Sean obviously they've allegedly patched it up, but Brett just like 3 months ago was like, yeah, I think Triple H is one of the worst bookers I've ever seen. And one thing I'll say this about Triple H. I mean, even with CM Punk, they've kind of let that be water under the bridge. I mean, even with Shawn Michaels back in the early 2000s, he didn't really care for Shawn Michaels because of the drugs and all that stuff. But one thing that I'll say about Triple H is that he doesn't care if you like him as long as it makes money.
Oh yeah.
And as we get into Bret Hart or as we move from that main event match in the Hall of Fame match, what I was waiting for in the Hall of Fame was the game Triple H. He is a top 5 wrestler for me all time. He's my first ever merch shirt I bought. The King of Kings shirt, I think when he returned in, what was it, 08 against Booker T at SummerSlam. Then I went to the WWE shop and bought that, man. I was like, I got to get it. I was like, I don't know, high school maybe, but one of the longest speeches I think I've ever heard. I literally looked at my phone and was like, dang, it's 3:30 and he's still going.
Even when he said, "Oh, I'll wrap it up," hour later,
literally 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, people are like, "Oh, he's not going to say much." But one thing that I don't like, and this has been said a little bit on the internet about Triple H, is it's almost like the product isn't where it's supposed to be coming off WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40 might be the greatest WrestleMania ever, with the amount of people that came back, the matches, everything. Just everything went so well. And, over the course of 2024, the product has stayed hot, but it's just kind of like people are starting to see through, okay, the prices of these tickets are crazy. You're making us pay $400 to meet John Cena for literally 30 seconds or 15 seconds. And one thing that I think over the course of this WrestleMania that I saw about Triple H is almost like everybody who has public relations or as media, out talking to people, they are like they're going above and beyond to try to be like, Triple H is the guy. This is the Triple H era. Things are going well. He's communicating with us. And Triple H kind of slipped up. He did an interview with High Performance Podcast and kind of alluded to that CM Punk didn't really agree with a lot of the things that he was doing. And that Punk was kind of like basically just trying to stay in Triple H's good graces. By saying, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. And Triple H called him out and was like, well, I know you don't like it. You're telling people you don't like it. What can we do to change it? And that was kind of the first indication at the beginning of the weekend where I was like, okay, if we see a lot of Triple H, like, hey, he is, he's the next Vince. He's going to book main events. He's going to do this. The product is going to stay hot. One thing about Vince is he knew how to keep the story going every week. The product stayed hot. The product, and especially in the Attitude Era. Now, we're not going to be talking about the 2010s with the Miz main eventing WrestleMania. We're not going to talk about
that. Awesome.
But your thoughts on what you've kind of seen and heard, and regarding Triple H, in his Hall of Fame speech, but also kind of like the rumblings of maybe this thing is kind of coming off the rails a little bit with him creatively.
As far as his speech going, I did like how he touched on a lot of his career. He brought up China, which was awesome. China's already in the Hall of Fame for DX, but I was glad that he at least brought her up, called her by her name, Joni. I was happy that he said that. And everyone was like, is he going to mention Vince? He did, but only for like a second. Just kind of, thank me for bringing in to the business. You're the grandfather of my daughters. Cool, right on. We all know that Vince story. We don't need to get
Yeah,
into
yeah. We don't need it.
the
Yeah,
graphicness of that.
yeah.
But um, as far as him taking over, I was okay with it. But I can see with this WrestleMania, I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Um, I felt sorry for Jay for being the first match.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad, man.
I was like, really? This guy won the Royal Rumble. He's supposed to main event WrestleMania. Okay, if this is what you're gonna do, but that should not been an opening on on the card.
That was bad business right there.
That there was no need for that. Um, I like Jay, him and his brother. This whole yeet thing. I'm going by what my son says. He's like, why is it when it all started?
Hmm.
Why is he saying that? That's like a word that was like used years ago that no one says. And
I was in high school when they used that.
yeah, so I was like, I
15
didn't
years
know.
ago.
I didn't even know what it was, but I'm with it. If I'm there, I'm a yeet too. But I just felt bad. I was like, there was no reason to have that be first. I was like, that was just whoosh, slap in the face to Jay. Io Sky, Io Shirai, whatever you guys want to call her. One is a champ. She was just supposed to go up with Bianca Belair. Rhea Ripley. Don't get me wrong. I love Rhea Ripley.
It's like, not Rhea Ripley. It's Rhea Hogan.
Whatever. She's like one of my all-time favorites. I love Mommy. I got my she's my Mommy shirt somewhere in this pile of shirts.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
I love her. So, wait, where is it? Oh, here we go. I love her so much, and I hate this MF. I got this one. If you guys, the glare, the Mommy and Dirty Dom double
Mysterio. Hey, I got some thoughts on him, man. But yeah,
I just got that recently when I was at Walmart, and I got all of her action figures. I love Rhea Ripley. To shoehorn her into that match, I was kind of like, I was happy of the outcome of that match. I was glad that I would have wanted Mommy to win, but I'm glad that Io is still the champ. And that was a good match too. So I'm glad that wasn't first.
Oh, I know.
So, but I mean, I'm just like, man, what are you guys doing? And like Jay winning the Royal Rumble, Bianca winning the Royal Rumble. And
you mean Charlotte?
Oh yeah, Charlotte. I'm sorry.
They call her Charlotte. I mean hers is Charlotte Flair because Ric Flair did the same thing. But that decision. Go ahead.
Is Charlotte where she is because of her dad? Of course.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But she is good in the ring.
Yep.
I've met the woman. She was really, really nice to me and my son. It wasn't like just get away from me. I mean, no, she was really nice. She's appreciative of her fans. Excuse me. But them always giving her the belt, the title. When they first came out after the Divas title disappeared in the first one, what WrestleMania was that? It was the one in tag.
It was the one. I think it was 28.
It was after. It was 30 something. 30,
no, yeah, you're right. Because I was
31. I think it was 31.
The marker
31. No.
Dana Bryan.
32.
30.
32.
Yeah.
I think.
It's
Someone's yelling at us. It was in the 30s. It was the one. It was the WrestleMania right after.
What is it? It was the Randy Orton main event.
Yeah, 31 was when it was at the 49ers stadium. Boo,
yes,
49ers. It was there. Then the next one was at Dallas Cowboys at the.
Because that was Triple H's Terminator, right? 31.
Yeah, that one. Oh, that was not a good entrance.
People hyped that up, and man, I love Triple H, but that was not good. Anyways.
But when Charlotte won that first belt, it was in Dallas at the Cowboy Stadium. I was there when she won that thing. I think it was that one. I don't know, whatever. But it seems like they were catering to her a lot. And when her music hit at Royal Rumble, I was like, she won. I was like, okay. I
It
mean, I
it
wanted
wasn't
Rhea.
even when her music hit. It wasn't that people cheered. It's the groans were just really loud. Like
Oh
they were
yeah.
just like, oh, like it wasn't like yeah. It was more like oh.
I was excited. I was sitting there watching at home, but I kind of went, yeah, really? That was when I like, she won. I was like, we could just end it now. She's gonna win.
Because they were not going to do Roxanne Perez in for the title. It being NXT right now.
Yeah, I was like, but I
I
mean,
mean,
I get it.
even the Jey Uso with him, I think it was what Cena, Jay, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul. Man, the internet was like, please do not have Logan Paul win this Royal Rumble. We will riot.
What are your thoughts on him?
I hate him, man. I literally hate him. I tweet every Raw. Every time I see him on my screen, I say, and I literally will at Triple H, get him off my screen. One thing that he does, he is so athletic. I'm not going to take away from his physical abilities, but man, he is just a spot fest. There's no like technical, like there's no like in ring IQ. There's no storytelling. Like there's no like, hey, I'm gonna keep being this villain, this d bag, but I'm also going to take you on a ride. He doesn't do that. It's just like, hey, watch me do this buckshot lariat 3 times and then bring out the brass knucks. I don't care, man. Like, I have my opinion about. I didn't even do a preview of that match, AJ Styles, because I already knew Logan Paul was going to win that. He hasn't won a WrestleMania match, I think, since he's been there. So, like, yeah, he's due one. AJ has a couple years left. I guess we can get it out of the way here. Logan Paul beat AJ Styles. I think AJ is probably going to be on his way out here in the next 2 years and just kind of elevate younger talent. But no, I hate Logan Paul.
I didn't know who this fool was. My son was like, we were watching wrestling. He was all about it when he was a kid. Now he's older. He's all into music. He's a musician now. I was watching wrestling one time and he was like, why is he there? I went, who? He was like, Logan Paul. I didn't know who he was at that point. They were just, oh, YouTube star. That's all they were saying. I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, him and his brother, they were doing this and that. And I went, oh, okay. Now I know who they are because it's the boxing thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to get into that. But
that fight was rigged, no doubt.
Oh, Mike, I love you, brother, man. But come on, man. But I get it. I get it. Take that check.
Take that $50 million check, man.
Yeah. Spend that check wisely. Give it to kids. But anyway, I was like, okay, well, that's what they do. I mean, they've been doing that since I was a kid. They're bringing in people. I mean, we brought in Mr. T back in the old days. If you guys were alive or remember that or watching WrestleMania 2 when he fought the great and legendary Roddy Piper, Hot Rod. Rest in peace, brother. I love you and I miss you. They always brought in like some kind of, well, it was either a movie star or TV stars back then. Then they started bringing in sports guys. Yeah, we had Muhammad Ali in there. We had Mike Tyson in there. He was part of DX for a second. Then he went to WCW, the New World Order, and all NWO and all that. So I'm like, they're always going to bring in whoever's hot. And I was like, all right, cool. He's going to bring him in. I wasn't even that fan of Pat McAfee, but he got in there and he did it. But yeah. Did he deserve to get tapped out or
choked out last night? Yeah, he did. And this, when we get to like the main card, or well, I guess once we kind of segue into actual WrestleMania, man, the announcing, it's just it's getting tired. I liked it at the beginning. I thought Michael Cole without Vince was decent, but I guess while we're here, I guess we'll go ahead and segue.
Well, really quick. But Logan Paul, I like what he does in the ring. Yeah, I get it. He is to me as somebody watching wrestling, he's proved it that he can at least do it. He's a high flyer. He does, yeah, like you said, he goes for the likes and the viral moments, and they were awesome. I still love the one when him and Ricochet dove off and crashed into each other. I thought that was amazing when he jumped off the top of the corner onto Roman Reigns onto the announce table. Cool. I loved it. Shout out to Speed. When he got kicked by Randy Orton, kicked him, and then getting just plummered by Braun Breaker. But anyway, yeah, in the ring, I'm okay with him. I don't know the man personally, but he does seem like an asshole as well as his brother. But I say that to their faces, hell no, that knocked me out. But yeah, man, I mean, I like it when he's in the ring. He's a good heel. I can never see him as a face. So I'm just like, all right, man, do your thing, man. Take that check.
Yeah. So we the Hall of Fame is it came and gone. I think I went to bed about 4:15, woke up at 9. And Stand and Deliver was at noon Eastern time, so it was 1 here. There's a lot of NXT talent when I watched that show that made me kind of be like, okay, there's some serious stars in this crop. This might be a Randy Orton, Lesnar crop of talent coming up in terms of the size and the athletic ability. One thing though that I'll say with some of the gimmicks of these people, like they can wrestle, like there's some storytelling happening. You're getting involved. One of the gimmicks that I just cannot stand about NXT, and it drives me absolutely insane, is that the what is it, D'Angelo family, the mob family gimmick that I just I turned the TV. I literally muted it and just was on my phone and tweeting and but the highlight for me of Stand and Deliver is those final 3 matches was Stephanie Vacour, her match. Who'd she go against? It wasn't Julia. Was it Roxanne Perez? No.
Yeah, no. Oh gosh, man.
Well, anyways, Stephanie
Yeah.
Vacour, and then the main event triple threat match. Oh, it was Jordan Grace. Was it Jordan Grace?
The
I can't
main event?
No, I'm sorry. It was a triple threat match, wasn't it? It was. Anyways, geez, this
Yeah.
weekend is there's so many matches. Okay, so anyways, it was the Stephanie Vacour match, and then the main event with Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans. Man, Javon Evans, I just didn't realize how like crazy athletic this dude is. And I didn't realize how big Trick Williams was. He's like 6'5", 265. He kind of towered over everybody, but NXT, man, is I know do you watch it on a regular basis, or do you just kind of watch pay-per-views? Or
I'm just I watch the clips, mainly the pay-per-views, and everything. That's how I pretty much know who's on NXT.
mm-hmm.
I don't watch it when it airs or anything, but I'm looking at the lineup. I just realized I only watched the last 2 matches because I was out of the house. And then I remembered, fuck NXT. Sorry, NXT is on. So I ran home. It was the beginning of Easter weekend, early morning Easter egg hunts with the kids in the town I live in. So we raced home. So and I just caught the last few minutes I actually saw the last 2 matches was Stephanie Vacour, was it Parker and Jordan Grayson? I think that was it.
Was it a triple threat or a fatal 4-way?
4. It was a 4-way.
Okay.
Fatal 4-way. And then
it was Jada Parker. Yeah, that's right. Jada Parker, Julia, Jordan Grace, and all the 4 of those girls, man, they got some serious. Like Jada Parker, kind of right now. She's young, but those other 3 girls, man, they need to be moved up ASAP.
The only issue I have with them moving people a little sometimes too soon. They move them up. Yeah, cool. SmackDown, Raw, whatever they move them to, then they don't do anything with them. I hate it. Look at Ricochet. He was awesome in NXT.
God, I hate Ricochet too, man.
Got up there and then nothing. They didn't.
His promos, man, just like there was one when he was in NXT, man. They go, Trick Williams go, man, hey, don't hurt yourself when he picked the mic up. I was like, that's a berry, man, but yeah,
people, I mean, they do train them to be on the mic, but I mean, if you can't do it, man, you got to practice and practice.
Yeah,
I mean, because us, the fans, we're gonna get on X, Instagram, Facebook, what have you, and light you up
Yeah.
I don't do it personally. I don't. I feel for them, but yeah, man, you got to do something. Have
Something
have somebody help you.
when something's just bad, you're just like, ugh, man, this is bad. It's like what was it? The Roman Reigns line, what was it succotash line he did like in his. It's like, who told you to say that? Like, disgusting. It's
Speaking
just
of Roman
nasty work.
Reigns, my teeth aren't the greatest. Everyone, what was up with
Those veneers,
those choppers, man?
man.
They were like, well, what's happening?
The light when it was shining was like it was almost like it was like when the light from the stadium was like hitting him just right when he's looking up. It was like, dang, he's like another spotlight.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, what's up with those teeth?
Man,
I mean, my teeth aren't the greatest, but I was like,
no,
I
I
would at
mean,
least dulled it down a little.
yeah,
Come on.
like drink some coffee before or something,
Yeah,
man. Dole them down, but
I was a little too bright.
NXT was really good. I thought that was really good. The tag team match, Fraxium, those guys need to be moved up. There's nothing more that I don't think that they can do in NXT. So then when NXT ended, it's like the adrenaline rush of a crazy main event. You had a crazy uh, triple threat match, and you're like, man. So you're waiting, and it almost seemed like this year with WrestleMania, it was like less of the theatrics to start. It was almost like when they did the national anthem or the Star or when Jelly Roll, I don't know what Jelly Roll was out there doing singing that, but he started it off, and then there was hardly any fireworks. I don't know if it was the maybe a fire hazard or some type of fire marshal thing, but it just kind of started, and all of a sudden you hear "ooh so," and you're like, okay, and was the crowd rocking as much as 62,000 people could be rocking? I don't think so. I don't. I think it was a predictable opener, in terms of like the finish of the match, but the way that the match took place, it was Jey Uso and Gunther. It sets Gunther up to basically crash out on people, which I like a crash out Gunther. When we saw that I don't know if you watch LFG, he crashed out on them recruits. Uh, I like that Gunther, but do I like Jey Uso as world heavyweight champion? The Yeet thing to me is kind of it's losing its luster because how many times can you do an encore of your entrance? Like all the clips of Jey Uso are just his entrance. There's no highlights of his match. And I've noticed that about WWE is like it'll be like short little clips of his match of a super kick or a splash and then, the entrance. Do I like him as heavyweight champion? No. But do I want someone like CM Punk facing Gunther right now or Seth Rollins facing Gunther right now? No. I don't want to see a Gunther CM Punk match at Backlash. That's a SummerSlam or WrestleMania main event match. Or Jey Uso can carry the title through these little, these maybe not so big pay-per-views. But I don't know. They're kind of teasing the Sami Zayn turn. When he was celebrating on Raw, you kind of like I got kind of scared. I was like, whoa, what is Sami? I thought that was like Braun Breaker or somebody behind him waiting to spear him. But it was Sami Zayn, just like, hey man, what are your thoughts about the finish of that match? It was a sleeper hold. I guess the lore is that Gunther has a weakness for submissions. He taps easy, I guess is what the lore is what people on the internet are saying. But what do you think about him, the finish of the match, and then also him as World Heavyweight Championship going into Backlash and going into the 2025?
Oh, I did not like the ending to that. I was like, that's it. I was waiting for when he had him locked in. I was like, cool. I was waiting for him to do something, roll over and get out of it. And then you just see him. I was like, even my son, he came walking in and went, wait, what? He knew who they were. And it was like, I was like, that's it. And I was like, okay. I mean, you got to move the show on. Still kind of frustrated that it was the first match of the day, but I was like that was not a good ending to that thing. And for as big as he is, and them pushing on us, he's strong and this and that. That little weak sleeper hold
No,
from
that was bad.
and I mean you could see, of course, he's got it locked in. You can easily just stick your hand
Yeah.
and put it into that. You see the light between the cracks. I was like, come on, but I was like, okay. I mean that's they did what they were supposed to do, and everybody yeeted. And was I happy that he won the belt? Yeah, but we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
We all knew it. I mean, we're like, he's gonna win because Gunther's had it for who knows how long.
300 days or something
Yeah,
crazy.
so I mean, it was time for him to drop it. If he didn't drop it at WrestleMania, I would have been like, ah.
Yeah.
But I think the finish could have been better, for my opinion. I mean, I was oohing and on through the whole match,
Mm-hmm.
but then just the ending, like went, it was like climbing, then just went,
Yeah.
So, but I just wasn't pleased with the ending. I mean, with the happy that Jay won, was a good match. Just come on, I mean, give us something more exciting at the end. But
And that's like and that was kind of like a kind of a start to that first night. Honestly, the rest of those matches, all the way leading up to the main event, they were kind of a blur for me. Honestly, um, the Jade, Cargill, and Naomi match. I'm gonna say this: Jade is a freak of nature. Man, that girl is strong, tossing these women up like that. I was really surprised at the fact that she has been away from TV almost 6 months, and she's still moving weird. Like that awkward, like you don't really know what's happening. The only things that really look good are her power slams and her transitions. Even even just some of the movements she does in terms of like ring, it just looks weird. And I don't know if that story's over. I know we still got a little Bianca mixture into that Jade Naomi. Do you think Bianca was? Do you think she was involved? In that with Jade's storyline, getting beat up.
I think she might have been, because I mean those two were on a reign of terror, just wrecking everyone. And like they always do in wrestling, two teams or the partners in one team, at some point they're going to battle one another.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is that little thing. We do find out that she was maybe she's the one that told Naomi to do it and all that. I was more shocked at the Naomi thing when all that started. I was like, really, Naomi?
I was just hoping that her entrance music wasn't proceed with caution and then start. You know how like the Deaf Rebel music is like role model, and it's like Bailey's music. It's like I'm glad it was decent. Jade's music, her entrance, man. She's like I said, she's a freak in nature, man. Um she's something else, and she looks like a megastar. It's just it's like the kind of the Goldberg effect where when he does his when hey, press slam me. It looks good. It looks amazing. But like it's like, hey, can we move around? It just looks clunky. It just looks clunky.
I think she needs a little more work. I liked what she did in AEW, bringing her over to this. Did she even go through NXT?
No, she went straight main roster.
Yeah,
She should have went.
That's what I thought. I think they should have put her in NXT for a little while to just, all right, come on, this is not AEW, not the free for all, do what you want over there. This is how we do it here. Because when she first came on, when she came out of the Royal Rumble and everything, everybody was like, yeah, people were cheering and everything, but I was kind of like, really? All right, cool. And then once she started making her appearances on Raw and stuff, she looks exactly how she did over in AEW. I mean, she does perform. Yes, I can give her that. Beautiful woman, just in shape. But I'm like, you need a little more work because a lot of people. I wasn't the only one to say that. One of my other buddies, shout out to my buddy Taylor, he was saying the same thing. Like, she's gonna hurt someone.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, okay, and I was like, this is no match. Jade and Naomi. We wanted to see Jade and Bianca go
That's
at it.
what we want to see.
That's what we want. I'm sure that's coming.
Yeah.
But I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Naomi, I love you, beautiful young woman. But I was like, I didn't. The botches that they had throughout that match too. I was like,
Man, yeah.
I was like, all right. Again, I'm not in any kind of shape to say this to their faces, but I was just like, come on. I mean, this is what you're giving us. I mean, I loved the buildup when we saw Jade all bloodied and beat up. Who did it? Who did it? But then when we find out it was Naomi, I was like,
yeah,
okay, I'll roll with it. I don't think it should have been a WrestleMania match.
No, and that's one thing that night one felt like just an everyday Raw.
Exactly.
That's what it felt like, and it felt like a glorified. It felt like a Raw after WrestleMania, glorified. Like even the title match with, and I guess we can move on from Jade and Naomi and get into. This is the match that I'm really curious to see what you think when it comes to Charlotte. Do you think Charlotte was sandbagging Tiffany Stratton? I think she was. Because man, Tiffany. She got kicked in the face, chipped her teeth, and you see that big old knot on her head. That was like, I heard that there was real heat between them, and I know Rick even said something too about her bringing up Charlotte's divorce, which I think a lot of people were defending Charlotte because, and Charlotte even I think did a podcast interview saying that Andrade basically got another woman pregnant allegedly. It's all alleged. This is what she said. But he got somebody pregnant outside of their marriage, and she had to call it. So that she was dealing with a lot of that backlash during her rehab. And Tiffany brought it up on SmackDown the night before WrestleMania, their match. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Charlotte was definitely sandbagging. That match was clunky. It didn't look right. And I think Charlotte did not want to lose, and I think she did everything. It was like Hogan, like when Hogan when Ultimate Warrior came in and beat him with the splash, and he goes 1, 2, and he basically counts 3, but he kicks out right at 3. It was that kind of like, oh, I just barely missed the kick out, and that's kind of what it felt like to me in that match. But what did you think about that whole squabble and that whole thing going on with them?
All the personal stuff, yeah. When Tiffany, when they were going back and forth, I saw the clips. I didn't actually see it when it happened, but they were saying, "Oh, they cut it from the broadcast." I'm like, okay. So I figured, all right, there might be some truth in it. I didn't even know Charlotte was divorced. I mean, I kind of just once she wasn't been on TV for a while, I kind of just tuned out. I mean, I follow her on Instagram and everything, but she's just posting model pictures. And I'm back working out. I'll be back in the ring soon. Okay, cool, right on. Did they tell them to do all that? I don't know. Was Kaiser in Charlotte's DMs? I don't know. I would, but that's me. That's me, everybody. I love Charlotte.
Just being there shooting, man.
Yeah.
Steph Curry from half court.
Tiffany Stratton, beautiful young woman. She's growing on me, but I'm more of a Charlotte guy. So I was like, oh, come on, Charlotte. But I'm like we said earlier, like I'm just be careful. You're hurt and you can get hurt again. Does she need to retire? No. I think just kind of stay in the back. Do you need another belt? No, you don't. You had how many? We're in the teens.
She's 14, already. I think.
Yeah, well, you don't need it anymore. Later on, let some of these new girls do their thing. But as far as them bringing it real life into the show, if it's gonna get that pop that they wanted, I'm sure Triple H and the guys in the back are going, yeah. But then you got this other one behind them going, I don't know if you should have said that, but
because that match had no real heat to it. It didn't have any sizzle to it.
you could see what was real and what wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
You could see when those punches were connecting. You could see
Mm-hmm.
when they were pulling them, so especially the kicks. You could see that they were really in there beating the hell out of each other. Did I want Tiffany to wreck her teeth? No, but it looks like they fixed them fast.
Man, they must have glued them together or something.
Yeah, they must have got something and just get it because she was on something else and it looked
Normal.
fine.
Like,
I think maybe she's gonna lay low for a little bit and then really, really get them work. But whatever they did, it looked like nothing happened
mm-hmm.
because we saw her mouth bleeding, and I was like, "What's going on?" But then they showed a quick shot, and then I said, "Oh my god, it looked like her teeth chipped."
Yeah, she had both of them chipped.
Yeah, so I'm like, "All right." But yeah, the heat, those two, they brought real life into the ring during those matches because you watch enough wrestling, you can tell what's real and what's fake, or punches or kicks getting pulled. But
Mm-hmm.
nah, they were connecting because it has a different sound. I mean, my fight career was mainly my teen years, but yeah, man, I was like, ooh, okay. But I'm glad Charlotte didn't win. I know that everyone was like, oh, Charlotte's gonna win. Charlotte's gonna win.
I had Charlotte winning.
Yeah, I did too. When we did our show on Wrestling Returns, we were picking our picks. I said they're gonna give it to Charlotte just because who she is. I mean, you got
Mhm.
Flair as your last name, you know who your dad is, and everything. So, yeah. But I was just like, when she didn't win, I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Tiffany still needs to shine a little more. It's still Tiffy time, so all right. I mean, we'll let it go. I eventually seen Charlotte taking that belt from her at some point, maybe.
I think SummerSlam, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
SummerSlam. So we'll
Because
let her hold on to it for a while.
and one thing that Tiffany Stratton, and I'm not a big fan of hers, just for the simple fact that I think for me it's the voice. Her voice is just like it's like it's just so high pitched, and even when like Charlotte made fun of her and her voice, I agree. I also agree with the fact that she doesn't really have a move set. It's punches, kicks, a regular suplex, and off the top rope spot, and then the moonsault. I mean, that was literally the match. They punched and kicked each other the entire match. Um, she doesn't really have a move set. I think they put the belt on her a little too soon. I think they were they had to get the belt off Nia Jax because there's no way possible that they could have Nia Jax versus Charlotte Flair, part two. They couldn't because they already fought real life in the ring on Raw when they had their little thing going.
Yeah, Nia Jax is another story. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Nia Jax guy. I love her. I love how she just comes in and wrecks everyone. And did she need to punch Becky and break her nose? No.
No.
Was it a mistake? I don't know. I don't know
We,
the beef between them. But
well, that's like the whole, and we'll get to this too. I want to get your opinion on the politics of the women's division when because Bailey did an interview today with CCV, Chris Van Fleet. We'll get to that here in a second. Um, but just kind of like wrapping up. Is there any other matches before we hit the main event that was that night? I cannot remember. Like I said, it was LA Knight and Jacob Fatu.
ooh, I was really looking forward to that. Jacob
Yes.
Fatu,
Okay.
the Samoan werewolf, he's good.
Are you
I think
an
I
LA
think
Knight guy?
yeah, I'm an LA Knight guy. Yeah. I think that which is coming. I know we're gonna see it. Fatu against what's his nuts? The fake tribal chief.
Solo.
Solo.
I don't want to see Solo
I don't
Sikoa.
like.
I'm
I've
so
never
sick of
liked
him.
Solo, man. That's Samoan Spike. I don't care what you say, man. I don't care how much tape you put on your thumb. You do that, your thumb's gonna snap. But either way, I see that coming. To me, Jacob Fatu's proved himself a better performer in the ring than Solo. But this was a good match. I was going for LA Knight, but I was okay with Fatu winning the belt. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm with it. Let's see where this goes.
You know what? You know what match I want to see in this the match would not be a very good match. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I would like for Jey Uso's. I wish the World Heavyweight title would go over to SmackDown full time, and you have LA Knight for for that title, because to me the WWE is like Reigns, Punk, Rollins, the upper echelon guys. But I don't know. LA Knight is just that he's an upper mid card guy that gets a huge pop every time. Anything he talks, everything he does, it's a monster pop. Like it's big. And I just wish I don't know what it is that he's missing. Is it the in ring work? No, because he had a great match with Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu is basically just a seek and destroy type wrestler. He just beats you down until he pins you 1, 2, 3. In that style of wrestling, it's like I said, it's like the Braun Breaker or the Goldberg. It's like just I'm going to do a lot of high impact moves and a lot of aerial assaults, and I'm going to beat you. But I don't know what he's missing, LA Knight. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I maybe it's just his politicking isn't good backstage, or is it because he's on the wrong brand because Cody's over there? I'd like to see Jey Uso versus LA Knight. Maybe if they, they do decide to do the draft and they kick it back old school when Batista got drafted over to SmackDown, type of thing, and gave guys like Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, and these guys. I mean, Eddie already won the title, but like these kind of higher mid card guys kind of took them to the next level. I just don't know what he's missing.
I knew he was gonna be big. He presents himself as a star, but he's good in the ring, in my opinion. I know some people don't like him. I know the people don't like the LA Knight. Yeah, they don't like that. I love it. I eat that shit up. I eat that up, especially with all the ring. LA Knight. Yeah. Was I hooting and hollering at the live event? Hell yeah, I was. And I do that when I'm watching it at home. I love that part. I think Fatu should have went against a Braun Breaker type of guy, a brutal guy. LA Knight's good, but I was okay. Again, like I said, I was okay that Fatu won the United States Championship belt. I never even liked that title, that belt.
No, I mean it's a WCW belt, and
yeah, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, but. I don't know. It was overall. I did enjoy the match, but I was just like, "Come on, we could have worked out something a little better, or someone a little more brutal for Fatu." I see that like I said, I see that Solo in him turning, and maybe a fight for the new bloodline, tribal chief or whatever. I never liked Solo at all when they brought him in.
They did a good job. I'll say this: they did do a good job when they did the Bloodline 2.0. There was a moment where I was like, okay, Solo he's talking. He actually sounds like a serious threat to Roman. But what killed it for me is that he continues to take pinfalls. Like they don't want Jacob to take a pinfall. And Tonga Loa got hurt, so like Tama Tonga can't take every pin. Jacob's going to be in the main event, I think, at WrestleMania. He's probably going to win a Royal Rumble here in the next 5 years. I'd love to see him and Breaker about 3 years down the line. Him and Braun Breaker after Paul Heyman, the Paul Heyman rub on Braun Breaker. I think LA Knight is in the same boat now. McIntyre has won titles. World titles, but he's in the kind of same upper mid card thing as Drew McIntyre. Like Drew McIntyre, another match. I think that this was night 2, but and we can talk about it here now. But I'm tired of Damian Priest. I'm so sick of seeing him. I don't think he's believable. I guess he's a Muay Thai guy, so he has the leg kicks. He has the fight combat sport background, but his promos are awful. Now I'll say this: his entrance was pretty bad with Slayer's guitarist. That was pretty cool, but
you should did that when Edge came out to South of Heaven WrestleMania 2 years ago when it was in LA. That's when they should have brought Kerry King out or Slayer, the whole band. But I was hoping Slayer was gonna like rise up behind Kerry King.
Oh yeah, they said no, we can't pay them that $3 million to get them to come out.
Yeah, but I was happy Kerry was there. But Damian Priest, NXT, I loved him. This moving on up, I was like, okay. Judgment Day, cool. They got a good team. Sucked that they stabbed Edge in the back, but Edge was out the door, so they had
Yeah,
to.
he was leaving.
So, but
Let me ask you this: his song, his entrance song. I love the entrance to it. I love the single guitar, riff at the very beginning. But I hate the lyrics, and it's literally "All rise for the outlaw." It's like multiple on loop, and it's like, why? Like, are you the outlaw king? You have one. I don't understand what your gimmick is. Are you a bisexual Undertaker? Are you a biker? Are you this? Are you that? Like, it drives me crazy when I like like when he had the title and he was wearing the jean jackets. I was like, okay, I see something. But I'm at the same time, I'm like, man, your entrance sucks. Like, I mean, just the music is cool, but the lyrics just sound. It's like, ugh, all rise for the outlaw. Like, who is that? Is that you? Like, I get it. You went away from Judgment Day, but that was night two. I'm sorry we got off on a tangent. I just had to mention that. It's just like I'm just sick of Damian Priest too. Him and Logan Paul, get off my TV. But moving on to the main event, night one. That might have went down as might have been a top 10. I'm not gonna say top 5.
right, really quick, really
Okay,
quick.
go ahead. Go ahead.
The World Tag Team Championship, the
Oh,
New Day and the War Raiders.
nah, that was cheeks. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
that
honest with you.
was.
That was cheeks.
The New Day aren't going heel because they don't have Biggie anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. War Raiders,
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of them at all. So I mean, the match was all right. I was waiting for Big E to come running out for some reason, but
I was kind of wondering too because they kept mentioning it on the pre-show.
yeah,
That he was a what is he, an 8-time tag team guy. And then I'm just like, that's it. Like, that's interesting that uh they can't mention that, but that was another thing too. That is a Raw after WrestleMania match.
I don't like this heel turn that they did to the New Day. I mean, I remember when the New Day first came out, everybody was like, "What's this? This is stupid. This is
Oh
stupid."
yeah,
But then it just
took off.
it blew up, and I even was like, "What's happening here?" But I was like, "Okay, whatever. It's wrestling." But as it got catchy as it went along, what really made me like it was, I can't remember what year it was, Comic-Con at the Mattel WWE panel. This is when Bootios came out, the cereal.
Mm-hmm.
That room just was on its feet. New Day and
Yeah.
everybody hooting and hollering. It was crazy on how like they just blew up. And then now that they're heels, I'm like, I'm not buying it, but okay. But yeah, this match, it was just like, I was on my phone looking up, but
There was like a 3-match stretch after you had the world heavyweight title, and then you had those 3 matches that you're like, okay, why is this here?
yeah,
And then you had Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, and then I mean, I think everybody was waiting for that main event, and this is a segue into the main event.
yeah.
You know, it's definitely a top 10 match. Roman and his teeth. He knows how, I don't know what he does with his teeth that he just knows how to sell with his teeth. Like it feels like his teeth are always showing when he's like And CM Punk, I thought Seth Rollins' entrance was really good too, where they started off with his original, like his music, and then it kind of went dark, and then he was like an angel. Like it was like the Shawn Michaels kind of get up he had on from the Undertaker match. I think it was WrestleMania 25. But Punk's entrance, man, that was the coolest thing. That was so cool having living geez, I'm about to say cult personality, but Living Color perform his entrance. And man, that guy, they've been doing this 30 years, and he sounded so good. Like it was like magic. And with Paul Heyman, with him down the ramp. But I think everyone kind of had an inkling of what was going to happen. I just didn't think it was going to be Rollins. I didn't think it was going to be Rollins.
I didn't want it to happen, but I was I was more shocked at the very, very end. But Living Color, that was another thing that sucked. That made me mad. The Friday before, Friday night, they did a free show on Fremont Street in Vegas. For those of you who don't know, it is that street, the old school Vegas, that has that overhang with all the lights and everything. At the end of it, closer to Biff's, aka the Plaza Hotel, there's a stage right there, and they perform there. Because I remember I follow them on Instagram, and I was like, I wanted to be there for that, for a free show, Living Color. I was like, man. And I already knew that they were going to be at WrestleMania for Punk, which was awesome. I know they did it when they had it was Punk against Undertaker, whatever WrestleMania that was in that giant stadium. It was when Punk had Paul Bearer in the urn. That WrestleMania. That was when the Living Color did it. But them to do it again and just sound amazing, and they were awesome. Punk guy. So I was like, all right, cool. Did I want Punk to win? Hell yeah, I wanted him to win. But do I have my seat at the table? Hell yeah, I do. I won't point too far. I'll go like this far. Rollins, I hate him. NXT, cool. I enjoyed his run there. But when they came, the Shield came, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, I was all about that. I ate that. Can we cuss?
Yeah, let it rip.
I ate that shit up, man. I was all about the Shield, man. I had my hoodie. I had my Shield shirt. My son and I went to Raw one time in Sacramento, and we were on the TV side. I just bought those tickets because my son was his first Raw. I wanted him to see himself on TV. Had our signs and everything. And when the Shield's music hit, Rob Van Dam and Mark Henry were in the ring for whatever reason, and the Shield music hit. We all turned around. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins came down the aisle. We were like right in the aisle seats. So I pulled my son over. Here they come. Dean Ambrose was on the next row over. But to see Seth and Roman, this is when Seth and Roman were the tag team titles.
Yeah.
And the Dean Ambrose was the United States champion. So they came down with their belts and we're, yeah. I like those belts better. The copper looking ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's new ones I don't care for. But they came down and I was like, yeah, I was eating everything up with the Shield. Them coming in, destroying. When they came in down the Dirty at WrestleMania 30, when they came through the crowd with those masks on, they looked fucking tough. And then when all that happened, when Seth broke up the Shield, I get it. Every team breaks up at some point, but I just did not want them to break up.
I remember being literally shocked.
I was screaming.
I remember being legitimately shocked. And one thing that I love that they've done this, because Triple H was involved in that breakup, the best for business corporate faction. I love the callbacks, and they did it again here in the main event. Is that callback where he hits him on the back, on the back with the chair, and then he falls, all slow. He did they did the reverse at WrestleMania 40. But I agree with you. I've never really been a Seth Rollins guy. I'm thinking, because I really wasn't a Roman Reigns guy. I was a Dean Ambrose guy before Paul Heyman got involved with Roman. I really love Dean Ambrose. I hate Jon Moxley now. But he's awful. Death Rider. Don't even get me started on Death Rider. But I enjoyed Dean Ambrose. I loved his music. I thought he, the Lunatic Fringe. I enjoyed like the kind of chaoticness of that. And Roman Reigns had the cool song, but he's stoic. But Seth was always someone I just never really could get in with or gel with. And when he became Triple H and he started using the pedigree as a Triple H guy, I was like, I don't think you should be using that, in my opinion. But when Roman when he came back from leukemia, and he was different. You could tell he was just different. And with Paul Heyman, I switched over to Reigns guy. I never was a CM Punk guy either until he was in AEW, and I was like, okay, I'll check him out. And then I just realized he just was working at a higher level. Like he was thinking about the game, and then obviously he's here now. I was more of a Randy Orton guy, Undertaker guy, a little bit of Cena, Batista. Batista is my favorite wrestler of all time. But
Amazing actor too.
yes, and you know what? I'm gonna say this about the Hall of Fame. I'm no disrespect. I love you, Dave Batista, but that ain't right. You didn't show up to Triple H's Hall of Fame, and he gave you like the most ultimate compliment. You and Randy Orton. I mean, you wouldn't be where you were at without Triple H and Ric Flair in Evolution. You'd just be some Leviathan character in OVW right now.
Maybe he was filming something. I don't know, but that would have been cool if he was there.
But anyways, back to the main event. I mean, Roman, his selling is just it's the best in the business, in my opinion. He knows like the facial inflections, the slow movements, and Jey Uso came out in an interview before WrestleMania. He said Roman always talks about moving like a top guy, and he does that. He sells really well, and CM Punk's always been a great seller. He's always moved like a top guy, but Rollins, to me, just everything he does just seems forced. Like his promos seem forced, his wrestling seems forced. Nothing feels like it is. And this is a hot take. There's probably some Seth Rollins fans out here gonna torch me for this, but I just feel like he doesn't. It's not like he's not playing himself. Like I think CM Punk is who he shows himself to be on television. I know, like I don't know that. I don't know the guy, but I feel like it's more closer to reality for Reigns and Punk than it is for Rollins. Like Rollins played this Messiah character, and I hated that Seth Rollins. Oh my God, I could not stand it. But the main event went off really well. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't like all his get up he wears when he comes out. I hate it.
I hate his music.
I like that first intro he had, that little hard rocking double bass licks and everything. I thought that was cool, but once they turned it into and everyone's singing along with it, I don't like it.
I mean, I hate Cody Rhodes' song because they sing to it. I get tired of hearing that too.
I mean, yeah, he carried it over, but I'm all right with it. Am I gonna be sitting there singing along with it? Of course I am.
Yeah.
I got my grandsons. They got their hands in the air. They know when to throw their hands in the air. But Seth Rollins, I hate his getup he wears. It's like you make this one costume for every appearance, especially WrestleMania or whatever PLE it is. I'm just like, what do you do with all that stuff afterwards? You just junk it, or the costumes department?
He probably sells it on eBay or something.
Might as well. I mean, I don't all this crap he had. When those giant red boots that everybody was wearing.
Oh my God!
And he came out with those. I was like, oh, come on. I mean, he doesn't need to wear all this getup. I mean, he's good in the ring. I mean, the stuff he did in the Shield was awesome. He was the high flyer. He did all the high stuff, which was cool.
He took a lot of the bumps too.
Yeah. Last WrestleMania 40, when was it 40? Was it what 40? Yeah, 40 last year. When the Shield music hit.
Oh man, yes.
I lost it. Was I hoping Dean was gonna come out? Yes, I was hoping Dean was gonna come out on this one.
I literally
John Moxley, for those of you guys. I was waiting for that music. Did that? I was waiting for that. I would have lost it, but it didn't happen. But
imagine that pop, man. Imagine when John Moxley comes back, because he will. He knows.
Yeah, there's rumors that his contract is coming up, and I believe he's not happy with what's going on at AEW. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know the man. If he comes back, yeah, we'll accept him. Will the Shield ever happen again? I would love for the Shield to happen again, but I doubt it. But yeah, Seth Rollins, good in the ring. I can't take that away from him. I just don't like his appearance when he comes out and everything he's done. It just pisses me off. I mean, I go, like I said, I go to the Shield. That's what ruined it for me. He broke up one of them, not my favorite tag teams or teams. I mean, the Hardy Boys and Heart Foundation and Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik, rest in peace. I don't know, man. Like I said, I ate it all up. The Shield, the Hounds of Justice. My fist was right there with them every time they did it. But I just hate that he did that. And WrestleMania 31, the one that was at Santa Clara at the 49ers Stadium. Boo, Niners suck. When he came out and cashed in his Money in the Bank,
I remember screaming at the tele. I remember like, no.
I was there, me and my son, and shout out to my girl Sarah. We were like Roman. I was Brock Lesnar, love him or hate him. I'm a Roman guy, so I was yeah. But when Seth Rollins' music hit, you heard that double bass. I went no, and then he came running out. They're saying it was the heist of the century. Good ending for WrestleMania. But I was mad as fuck, dude. I was so mad when we left Santa Clara, the stadium, the Levi Stadium. I was cussing and screaming the whole way. My friend Sarah was laughing at me. She was happy Seth won. My son, he was kind of mad too, but we're both Roman guys. I was so mad, and that just made me hate Seth Rollins more. Did that.
Is that the match where Alpha and Sika went backstage because they thought they went in for business, or they went into business for themselves after Roman lost that? Because it was in San Francisco, the one.
I think so.
They went literally, they said, we need to talk to Vince right now. Thinking they thought Seth went into business for himself, cashing in. They didn't know it was part of the show because Roman didn't tell them. So they went. I guess I don't know if it's that one, but they did do that. They went back there and were like, "Gonna go beat up Vince, like for real." Those the Wild Samoan was it the Wild Wild Samoans?
Yeah. I was so mad. I was happy that Randy took him out earlier. With one of the greatest RKOs ever when Seth went in for the curb stomp on Randy, but he shot his neck up and Seth went up hella high, then came down with the RKO. I thought that was amazing, and I was happy that I was there.
He forgot to cover him.
But yeah, man, that made me hate Seth more when his music hit and he came running out and he won. I was so mad. Because I just wanted Roman to defeat Brock Lesnar, and we're gonna win. Roman got the belt next year in Dallas. But
and then main evented 10 straight times after that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I was just like that. It just made me hate Seth. And again, I can't hate on what he does in the ring. He does his job. All this stuff when Punk came back, was that real? Was it fake? I'm pretty sure it was real.
I think it was real too.
Yeah, the way he was going off.
No one knew. No one in the arena knew. And even when Jey Uso was asked about it, I think, or Sami Zayn or somebody, and they were like, "No, I mean, we had heard rumblings of it, but we didn't think anything was done." And when he showed up, and they basically rumors were that Seth was really upset because, with Punk coming back, he's an immediate main eventer. Immediate main event guy. He takes a spot.
He even said it during the match. He was yelling at Roman. He goes, "He's not even supposed to be here. Why are you?" They were like, "Team up, let's get him."
Oh, I thought they were going to shield bomb him.
Yeah.
Oh man, Roman's like, yeah, and then uppercuts him.
I was like, "Oh, how are they going to do it?" I would have ate it up. But I was happy with what Roman did. Yeah, and then they end up getting Seth as well. But
so we get the double, or what is it? The double cross. So technically he crossed, or what would it be? Yeah, double cross. So he fakes out Roman, and then low blows CM Punk. Roman thinks that he's my wise man has finally come to my aid. He's with me. He goes to hit that chair, and all of a sudden, low blow. And I remember I'm sitting there, and I just don't even know what to think. But the coolest shot that they missed, but they got the tail end of it, but they missed a majority, is when Seth put his hand out for the chair, and Paul Heyman comes over and hands him the chair with one hand, and then he proceeds to win the match, curb stomping and chair shot.
It was a good match all the way around. The pins back and forth. You could just see how tired these guys were in the ring, huffing and puffing, even when they were laying there dead, either in the ring or outside of the ring. And me and my son, he loves CM Punk and Roman Reigns. So he was, that was like the only match he watched. He came in every now and then, looked to see what was going on. But the main event, he came in and sat down, and we were hooting and hollering. And I knew something bad was going to happen. Did I just want Punk to flat out win? Of course I did. But when it came to Paul Heyman, I was like, when he just nutshotted Punk, I was like, oh, what are you doing? You Punk's a Paul Heyman guy. Come on. I was too. Now I hate him. And then he gets the tribal chief. Did you notice how he just got his arm in there?
And then he
then he just grinded, make sure he got both the balls and the shaft.
He got everything.
He wanted to feel that on his forearm. I was like, boom, okay, one's enough. Do you
ain't trying to feel his meat?
Yeah, I wanted to see what was hanging, man. I was like, what's happening here? And when that happened, I was like, oh, what the fuck, man? I was so mad. I was like, oh, even my son was like, what's happening? I was like, wrestling. And then Seth Rollins, well, he didn't even see any of it. He was just facing the stage and he knew it was gonna happen.
He was laughing too. I was like,
I was like,
that little cackle he does. I hate that. I hate that.
I was like, no. And then he gives him the chair, and then boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, match is over, and they walk out. I like how they do now, how they just, all right, that's it, everyone, good night. And it cuts to black, then comes back on, and we still see the in-ring stuff. I noticed they did that after Survivor Series when Punk came back. Because usually when the match is over, everyone gets out of the ring, and all right, good night.
And they go right to post-show.
Yeah, I was like, something's going to happen. And then CM Punk's music hit, and everybody lost it. I did too. I was home by myself. And I was crazy, dude. I was almost in tears. I was almost in tears when he came back in AEW. I ate all that.
Crazy.
I bought his figures, his AEW figures, and then this first one, Old Man Punk figure is coming. That's what he was calling it at Comic-Con. They showed us his figure, and it was at the display at the booth. I don't think it's out yet, or I'd have it. But I was just like, yo, man. I mean, I just I love it. I love it and I hate it. That ending. I was like, because we were, other than I was sitting there with my son hooting and hollering, and he hasn't watched, he watches wrestling every now and then, mainly Mania. So I was like, I was enjoying that. Shout out to my mom who was at WrestleMania, the one that was in LA. She watched both nights with us. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
She watched both 2 years ago. She watched both nights with us because we were on the spring break in Arizona at my mom's house, and I wasn't going to miss WrestleMania. So
because that year WrestleMania was like on the 30th or the 31st. They had it really early.
Yeah. So she sat there and she was like, "Why are we watching this?" But she watched every match, both nights. She was all about it. But yeah, the ending of this, I was like, you got to move the story along. I mean, it wasn't. We all kind of thought it was going to happen, but we weren't really sure. My buddy Brian, he called it. He goes, "Watch, I guarantee you, Paul's going to turn on both of them, and he's going to be with Seth Rollins." And I was like, "No, he can't do this." Roman, I can see him doing that too, but not Punk. And then, I hate you, Paul Heyman. I hate you. If I see you, I'm gonna tell you, fuck you. But I get it. It's wrestling.
Yeah, and like the amount of way it just emotionally pulls me and people who watch it. It's just like it's sickening sometimes, and it's a lot of time. A lot of times it's fun. But we're getting to night 2. Now night 1 was boring, except for the main event and probably the United States title. That was big blur. It had a lot of Raw matches, like television matches. Night 2 to me, that was where a lot of people had beef with a lot of the creative. We mentioned before on this live stream, we talked about adding Rhea to the women's world title match. Another decision that was made before the show was on SmackDown was the injury to Rey Mysterio. That was another decision that was made. But the one that made everyone really upset was pulling Bailey, who was not injured, from the night 2 card. Now, we'll start there. We've already kind of talked about Rhea, EO. We'll start there. So, what it came out basically before that match or the night before, Bailey's hurt. They say you need to tell what was her Valkyria that you need to find a partner, and so we all know it's Becky Lynch. Becky Hogan is what I like to call her. That's not going to work for me, brother. But we know it's going to be her because they're both from Ireland, very proud of their heritage, and they go ahead and hot shot them. Lyra Valkyria becomes the first double champion rookie, and I think in WWE history, I think is what they said. She was the Intercontinental Women's Champion, and then now Tag Team Champion. Well, as of last night, not anymore. But
yeah,
and
the Lyra 2 belts went back to 1 belt.
Yeah. So one thing that everyone is upset about is why is Bailey and even she did like I said, and I mentioned this before, she did an interview with Chris Van Filtz, whatever however you say his name.
Yeah.
CVV. And she detailed he's like, well, how do you feel not being on Mania? She was, getting upset and was like, I'm not really that happy about it. And I feel like when it comes to backstage stuff, I'm just not. I kind of allow things to just happen. And it brought up the conversation of why Charlotte and Becky are continually on the top of the women's card when, I'm going to keep it 100. Charlotte looked clunky. Her injuries have kind of taken a toll on her. Becky hasn't wrestled in about 8 months to 10 months. And literally, they did a count. She took no bumps. She was the one that gave out the bumps, letting everybody bump for her.
She took more bumps on Raw. She kept hitting her teeth because she kept making sure they were still there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she didn't. Don't get me wrong. I like the man and everything, but Bailey, I mean, I love Bailey, period. She's the base champ, everybody. She's from San Jose. I'm from Oakland. San Jose is a part of the Bay Area. East Oakland represent. I was like, really? You're going to do this just to bring Becky back? I was like...
And that's where the Triple H creative questions start to come up because you're like, okay, Bailey, and she even brought up too another thing. She's like, I won the Royal Rumble last year, and they had no plans for me. They didn't know what title they wanted me to go after. And I'm over here like, man, that's kind of crazy that wouldn't you plan it out? And then we'll get into the final topic. We'll get into this is the creative and basically the Rock and all this stuff as we get to the main event. But just briefly, so they end up winning the titles off Liv Morgan, which was surprising that Liv Morgan won female superstar of the year from the fans, which is kind of crazy. I don't know what's your thought. Yeah, are you not a fan of hers?
No, shout out to my boy Brian. He loves her. I hate Liv Morgan. I don't know. What she did to Mommy, yeah, that's part of it too. But I hated her before that. I didn't even like her when she was in the Riot Squad. Shout out to Ruby Soho and Sarah Logan. Valhalla.
I forgot about that.
Riot I loved the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot, Ruby Soho. Shout out, she's a mom now, as well as Sarah Logan. Valhalla. I don't know. I I knew what they were gonna do with her. Is she good in the ring? Yes, she is. She to me mediocre. I mean, you may not. Some people may not think so, but um, Raquel Gonzalez, aka Rodriguez.
She's not good.
I I love her, but
Man, she's not. I
I
mean,
I, I have her Mr. Raquel Rodriguez or Gonzalez figure before they changed her name. But I get it. She's a big, tall woman. She can only do so much. I Some people are like, oh, why are they letting this little white girl run this big, tall Mexican girl? I'm like, I don't make up the rules. I don't make up anything. Yeah, she can only do so much. Raquel is that. I mean, Liv does a little bit more, but I don't like that tag team. It's
clunky.
I don't like it. I'm happy that Raquel's getting to shine a lot because of that tag team. Cool, right on, because she'd probably be in the back with everyone else.
And she'd be back there with what is it, Nia Jax? Where was she at on Mania?
I don't know, man. I was waiting for her to come out and
I
beat
know
up
that's
somebody.
what I was thinking that too,
But I know, but yeah, I mean, the match it was okay. I mean, I wasn't super excited for it. I was when Bailey was a part of it because, like I said, I'm a Bailey guy. I love Bailey. Was I a hugger? Hell yeah, I was. But when she turned heel, I was like, I still love you, Bailey, but I don't know. But I loved it. Her heel run was awesome, and then when she got hurt and she came back as Reporter Bailey or whatever with the glasses, keep those glasses on, Bailey, because I was eating it up. But, but I was bummed when I found out that she got hurt. I was like, oh. And then I was like, Becky's coming back.
yeah.
And was I excited when her music hit? Of course I was. But I wasn't.
I mean,
happy.
she looks frail, man. Her leg, like I just remember Charlotte and Becky having kind of a little. They were a little meat, you know. There's like some meat on their bones, you know. They look kind of stronger looking. But her and Charlotte both, man, they have like chicken legs now. Like I'm like, how are y'all not breaking your back or you know?
Becky, she lost all that mom weight to get back into the ring. I can't believe how long it's been. When they showed her little girl, she's all at the post.
She's like 5 years old, 6 years old.
I was like, damn, it's been that long. I just remember when you went out and you found out you were pregnant when she handed over the belt to
that might have been
Asuka.
the worst thing happened to her, low key. I mean, just for her in ring career, because man, she was on fire. She was on fire.
Yeah. Seth likes it raw, I guess. But so,
yo, that was a crazy.
I seen what he's packing down.
No,
I saw those pictures.
Oh, I forgot about those.
They kind of swept that away, but when that came, I saw him. I don't remember who he was sending them to, but I saw him.
They were all over Twitter for like 2 weeks, and anytime that I remember WWE was what they would do, like you know how they like post their like little highlight clips on Twitter at the time, and it was like literally the comments were all just his meat, like just his meat pics. All.
I'm not the one to do that.
And who's saving them? Who's saving the meat pics?
Oh. I don't know, man.
Who's putting that in their phone and being like, "Yo, every time Seth Rollins comes up,
internet is wild.
Slide the meat."
Yeah, let me slide this in there real quick. But yeah, the match was all right. I wasn't. I was like, really? You're gonna put the belt on her for not even 24 hours?
Not even 24 hours.
I was happy, but I was shocked at that watching Raw, and then they lost. I was like, whoa, really?
She turned on her too.
Yeah, and then ended up beating her up at the end.
I know, and like I seen people like, oh well, she's put over a lot of younger talent, and someone put up like a bunch of graphs of like every match she's done that, you know, like oh she's working with younger talent to try to put them over, and someone goes, literally, she won every match. She didn't lose a single match. Like I mean, and it goes along with Seth too. Seth here in the last couple of years has really put over people. But for the most part, Becky doesn't put people over. She just mows them over, you know, and that's a lot of the, you know, you're working with somebody who looks up to you like Lyra Valkyria. You know, I hope she puts her over and, you know, pushes her up to be a bigger star because Lyra Valkyria right now, she's known as the bird lady in this house. Is like, I don't know what she's doing with them wings on her arms. I didn't get it, but
I was just kind of like, all right, that's what we're doing next. And like I said, I was glad they didn't go 24 hours.
yeah.
They lost it again. But
But speaking
okay,
about the Intercontinental title, we're gonna kind of fast track. We're almost hitting 2 hours. I know
yeah,
me and you can talk a long time if we let it go. But I just want to talk about 2 final matches, and then we'll get out of here with the with some Rock creative stuff that he said today. So next match was the match that I was looking forward the most, was the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way. I picked Dirty Dom Mysterio. My thoughts was I think putting the title on Penta was too soon. Braun Breaker needs to move up to the next level, and as we seen last night, he did so. And then Finn Balor needs to just go. He needs to probably retire or just sit back in catering or something, because that gimmick he has with the bag over his head for his entrance, and it literally, what is it, like FN Balor or something, FNBLR, and I'm just like, what is going on with him? Like the Demon, I remember 2014 to 2016. Like I remember being like, man, this dude is cool. He's got the cool entrance. The stomp was really cool. There's a different type of move. He's fallen way off. And I guess you're trying to get Dominic Mysterio, which, shout out to Dirty Dom. He got his first singles win, which is kind of crazy that I think it's only him. It's him and Rey Mysterio and him and Eddie Guerrero, the only 2. When their sons have won the Intercontinental title, I think. Because we don't know who the dad is. Is it Eddie? Is it Rey Mysterio?
Ray did win the ladder match at SummerSlam all those years back. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was watching this interview with Dominic, and he said that he goes, "Yeah, I can proudly say that I got to work with Eddie Guerrero," and I remember him saying that, and I was like, "That's right, he did." Because when Eddie was climbing the ladder, little Dirty Dom ran in there, and he was shaking the ladder. So I was like, "That's right, he did get to work with him."
Those vignettes that they used to do, where he's like, "Come here, little Dominic," and he's playing on the playground. Oh man, those are classics.
I was more for Penta. I love Penta, and
me too.
I'm happy that he's in WWE. I don't waste him, please. And you get these luchadors and waste them, except for Ray.
Man. Which also too, in night 2 they did announce AAA has been acquired by WWE.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, all right, cool. Just let them handle it. Just you can put your WWE there and have some say in it, but let them run it. Let the who's in that company now running it. Let them do it.
Well, there is some so Jeremy Borash, if you remember him from TNA, he is going to be the head of creative for he's going to be on behalf of WWE, the creative. Now, there is beef with AAA. Conan, Conan from was it LAX?
Yeah.
He is the booker right now. He's the head of creative for AAA. And he is in love with Alberto Del Rio, which WWE is not.
No.
He's their champion right now. So there's a lot of back and forth online about AAA and who's going to be over creative. So they did, like I said, I don't know if they confirmed it, but they did say that Jeremy Borash, which he was an announcer for TNA for like 15 years, I believe, with Mike Tenay. I think he was with Don West too a little bit. But with the luchadors, and to me, I don't like, and I guess we're going to cover Raw and, because these are the high points here. I didn't like that they beat Penta on Raw. I don't like that. I get it. Dominic cheated. JD McDonough came back. But I don't like Penta eating pins because the shine is still on him. Everyone wants to see the little walk that he does. His pyro and his music together is star. I mean, it's star, and um, I'm glad they didn't put the belt on him. But I'm hoping that he beats Dominic. Maybe I don't know, Bad Blood or one of these pay-per-views right before SummerSlam, and we get a Dom Mysterio and Penta battle, or maybe a Penta, um, Ilya Dragunov, he's coming back. So, I mean, I think if Penta can stay away from his brother and develop himself as a singles, and so is Ray Phoenix, and then maybe at WrestleMania 42 or whatever, they come together and the Lucha Bros are back. You know, I hope that they don't fumble him. I know the word fumble is a big thing now. Everyone's, they fumbled Carmelo Hayes, and then he wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And they fumbled so and so and so. But that match was a good match. Braun Breaker spearing the mess out of people. I love to see it. Goldberg vibes. I also think the spear to Carlito on the table was crazy. Him jumping from the table to the other table and spearing him was crazy. But I also like the fact that that Finn Balor ate the pin, and so basically Braun Breaker speared Carlito. He gets up. Finn Balor kicks him, boot, the double stomp um, to Braun Breaker. Then he goes to pin. Dominic gets on the top ropes. Frog splash on Finn Balor. 1, 2, 3, and Dominic's your new champion. One thing I loved is they popped for him. That was like one of the only really big pops for the night for Mysterio. And as you said, you didn't like him, but what did you think about that? And what do you think about the plans for these gentlemen moving forward? And then we'll get to the main event.
I'm all about Penta. I mean, Sierra Miedo, all that. I eat that up too. But Dirty Dom, what he did to mommy, I hate him. But I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad that he won. I was like, all right. Now I'm like, he's got the belt. Let him hold on to it for a while. Glad he didn't lose it the next night. But he's been around wrestling for years. I mean, longer than some of the talent we have now. I mean, he's been in the during the WWF era when he was a little kid. I mean, like I said, he got to work with Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace. It was a good match. I mean, Finn Balor, I like the Demon more. I know it takes him 10 hours to get from the stage to the ring every time he's the Demon. I loved all that. I ate that up as well. I mean, shout out to the people that did his design work on him, and it always smeared by the end of the match. But I see Finn, if not leaving WWE and going somewhere else, I don't know, or maybe just retiring. He's good in the ring. I mean, even what he was doing here. I mean, he does pretty much the same stuff, and I love him for it. I knew that was coming. He was the next one to go at a Judgment Day. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. I saw that coming a mile away, the way he was starting to go off on everybody. What is it even the Judgment Day anymore? I mean, just give it a new name.
Yeah, we got to change it.
Yeah.
It kind of tarnishes. I mean, because what's going to happen is they're going to put him in the Hall of Fame, and it's going to be like 20 members.
Yeah. I mean, like, how many were in NWO? There was like 1 billion of them. So
they had the red and the white.
Yeah, the red and the white. I mean, there was a ton of them, but overall the match was good, and I was hooting and hollering and screaming. I wanted Penta to win, and my buddy Brian, he said Dominic's gonna win. Watch, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe, but how the crowd loves him now. Everybody hated him. Everybody booed him.
Wouldn't let him talk.
Whatever. No, he couldn't say nothing. All the previous PLEs, everyone booing him. But when he came out this time, the crowd was hyped for him. And you can even see it in his eyes like, okay, cool, yeah. And then getting in the ring. And then when he won, the huge pop to the guy, everyone cheering. you could still see the shock in his eye because even when he left the ring,
he came back.
he was eating it up, going
Yeah.
like he couldn't believe it. Then he ran back in the ring and everybody went crazy. I was like, you know what? Good for you, Dirty Dom, man. Did you deserve it? No, but
No.
I'm okay with it. I mean, like I said, he's been around wrestling for a long time since he was a little kid, being involved in it. I loved all that stuff when he turned, when he came, when he was tagging with his dad. I was like,
I don't know about that. Yeah.
I was like, they're letting him go too soon. Is because of who his dad is? Of course it was. But when he turned on his dad, I was like, ooh, there could be something here. And it did. It turned out. I mean, nobody liked it, but everyone was eating it up. And I was too. Dirty Dom, him calling Rhea mommy. I ate that up, and that's all she is to me now. She's mommy. I noticed they're kind of veering away from it, except for Pat McAfee. He always brings up all these old names. He was even calling Dean Ambrose Moxley.
I know.
They probably told him, shut up, don't say that.
You need to not say that.
Yeah, but I get it. Even when the Fiend, when they were kind of like on the outs of him, somebody had a Fiend mask on. Is that the Fiend back there?
Mm-hmm.
But then later, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. But yeah, man, I was like, yeah, okay, Dirty Dom. I mean, you're good. I mean, Braun Breaker, I was glad they took the belt off of him.
Me too.
I was glad that he needs a little more work. Yeah, he's a big brute. He's part of the Steiner dynasty. I get it, but calm down. I mean, those spears don't need to be that hard.
Man, he'd be killing people.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't kill Speed, because when he hit him with that,
he did kill him.
When he hit him with that, I was like, and I don't know if Speed was ready for it. I was like, man, you didn't need to hit that little brother that hard.
But but the Steiners were like that though.
All of them were.
They are like that. They beat the mess out of you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was scared of Scott Steiner. I saw him at a con one time and like got out of the way and was rubbing against the wall to let him pass. that guy's, he just looks mean. I hear he's a nice guy, but I got out of the way. I got out of the way. But yeah, I mean, overall, I was happy with the match. And Dom, he got his WrestleMania moment. That was cool. Like you said, he walked up the ramp, he was eating that up, said, hell no. They probably yelled at him, got mad at him. Why'd you do that? You're slowing up the show. But he jumped back. And how often are you going to get that WrestleMania?
No, you're not going to get that.
And your very first one, too.
By
he
yourself.
Got up there holding up his belt. Everybody was eating it up. And again, good for you, Dirty Dom. And we'll see where it goes. But,
all right. Everybody's been waiting now. But the main event, Cody Rhodes, champion, versus Jonathan Cena.
The last time is now.
The last time is now. And I'm going to say this, the build up, and we mentioned this at the very beginning of this live stream, is that the build up to this match, there were some bars thrown at each other. I liked what Cena said about Cody, because as it's coming out over the course of the weekend, that there's a lot of talent in WWE that does not think Cody Rhodes is as genuine as he seems, as he is letting on to other people. Nia Jax brought that up. A few other wrestlers brought that up at the roast of WrestleMania, and there has been some heat over that. Now, there's been a lot of heat on John Cena that maybe he went too far. But also, too, there's also the creative heat that maybe Cody didn't do enough. Cena basically brought his D game, like his F, like terrible.
His FU game.
His FU game. The match started off, it gave me the vibes of, this is crazy, and I'm not saying this match lived up to this, but this match gave me the vibes of Hollywood Hogan and The Rock when they met up. Because it gave me those, like, okay, you have the guy who's been here, he's been champion, he's a household name now, and you have John Cena, the 25-year veteran, who is a 16-time champion. And it did give me those vibes a little bit. But then as they locked up, I realized I think Cena's phoning this in. I think that he's not, and I think you can kind of tell with Cody too, because once Travis Scott came out, you could see a flip. You know what I'm saying? What did you think about the main event? Well, then we'll wrap it up. And what did you think um, about the Raw after WrestleMania?
I didn't see all of Raw, but I did see the beginning with Cena.
Or sorry, I'm sorry, the main event with John Cena. John Cena. Did you see the John Cena clip?
In Raw?
Yeah, after WrestleMania.
Because he came out and he opened up the show.
Yeah, he opened up Raw, and then someone showed up.
Oh yeah, didn't we mention that already? I think we did. I don't remember. But anyway, I was cool with Raw. I see the build up, and I'm ready for it. But as far as the match, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about Rock and Hollywood Hogan. That match itself is, I mean, again, Hogan, he's one of my childhood idols in the ring, not personally, but that was Hogan can only do so much, and The Rock was young, on fire. That was, I could see why they did it, but it was not. I mean, Hogan at that time was no match for The Rock. Young Rock.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the babyface Hogan or Rock. No, not even close. But hey, we ate it up. We watched it.
Yeah.
But this match, Cody Rhodes. I mean, a lot of people, when he came back to WWE after his AEW run, I liked all that when he was over there, turned into the American Nightmare and got that big tattoo on his neck. He was a heel for a while in WWE. He was dashing Cody Rhodes with that dumb mustache, and he was Stardust. I loved it. I ate that up. I was like, he's. I'm sure he wasn't his idea to come. I don't know whose idea it was to do that because of his brother Goldust, but he did it. He did what he was supposed to do. He did his job. He ate it up. He put the makeup on, did all that, and I thought it was stupid, but I started to like it towards the end. And like I said, he was a heel. He was a heel for a long time. But then when he went over to AEW and turned over there and then came back, I was like, cool. I mean, I've always liked Cody. I mean, it wasn't one of my favorites. Even now, I mean, was I happy last year that he ended his story and won? Yeah, that was cool. I was excited. But it just, this match was terrible. I didn't
Terrible.
like. I don't even remember if there was any good parts of it. And Travis Scott, don't even let me get into him.
Man.
But John Cena, him turning heel, I was still waiting for The Rock to come out, but he was doing his other things. We watched that interview with Pat McAfee.
Man, before you say it, so I guess it has been, the pictures have been floating around. In every single merch stand, they had hundreds of like basically t-shirts that have The Rock. Like had like, can you smell what The Rock is cooking Las Vegas? Or like, I was there when I saw The Rock. Or, there was all these different merch T-shirts that were popping up, and basically it was kind of alluding to The Rock being there. And you mentioned the interview with Pat McAfee today. Pat goes, "Are you coming out?" And he goes, "Brother, I'm not even there." And I'm like, so you give us a maybe one of the worst main events since John Cena Miz, with The Rock coming out and rock bottom both people. You give us the worst main event, and also too, you don't even you start a storyline of, hey, I have John Cena's soul. He sold his soul to me, and then go on an interview and say, yeah, I mean, the story's over. The final boss is done. Like, that story's over. Like, there's nothing more that I can do. There's no further way. I don't want to see The Rock on WWE TV no more. I don't want to see him.
I took him saying that as, I'm just gonna say this now to everyone, shut up. Maybe I gotta go film something. I don't know. Maybe he's doing Moana live action. I don't even know if they filmed it yet. But to him saying that the final boss is done. I mean, that's not done. We when you had John turn, that's still the final boss. That can't be the end of him just like, nah. I mean, there's more to it. Maybe he's just like, it's over with, forget it. To tell us, like the wrestling fans, but majority of us are smarter than that. We know something else is gonna come. His music gonna hit somewhere. Maybe save it for SummerSlam. Come out and do something. I have a feeling he's gonna come back and take the belt from John Cena. Do we need to see Rock Cena 3?
Oh no.
We saw that 2 years in a row. And I was like,
the first match was bad. The second match was better.
Yeah, the Cena 2 when Cena won, I was all right with that, but I was like, no, man. I mean, I see it happening because I'm saying, yeah, Cena's coming back this is his last run. I'm like, okay, but this match was like I said, though, I can't even think about anything exciting in it. And then Travis Scott, I'm not a fan of his music. I couldn't tell you one song.
I don't want to hear Fiend anymore. I don't want to hear that song.
Was I laughing when he came out with Jay smoking a fat bleezy on the first Netflix Raw? Yeah, I was right there with. I was like, and him kicking Cody in the face.
No, that was crazy.
That was like they were saying that he was like, no, I want to get involved. And they're like, all right, go in there and do what you got to do, man. He could have kicked Cody's eye out.
Yeah,
I'm like, don't let these amateurs just because they like wrestling. Like, hey, Nez, get in there, brother. We'll help you out. You could get in there and do something. No, but I would at least know enough to like pull my kick.
Yeah.
Or when
he was punting Cody, man.
I would no, man.
If I'm Cody Rhodes, I'm getting up and I'm fighting back.
I was waiting for. Well, he didn't really give him a really good receipt. He gave him the crossroads, which was cool, and threw his glasses out into the crowd, but. I was like, Travis, stay away from wrestling. You can be a fan. I get it. I mean, just stay in the stands, stay with Fluffy, stay with Vanessa Hudgens. I love her. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Whoever else was there.
George Kittle.
Yeah, I hate him. But I mean, man, stay back, stay in the back.
So
stay with the fans.
The rumor is that he's trying to sign a full-time deal and train.
And what's this Cactus Jack shit? You're not Cactus Jack.
That's his nickname. I guess, yeah.
There's only one Cactus Jack, and it ain't you.
Yeah.
Someone tell him I said that. But I was like, what is this? When I bought it, hey, man, are you going to buy the Cactus Jack? I thought he meant Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
What? He sent me the link, and I clicked on it. I was like, oh. I was like, why? Is it good for business? Maybe in their eyes. Yeah, he's hot right now, and the kids are eating it up. Good. I cannot get down with any of this new hip hop music. But that's me, everyone. I'm an old farty grandpa. But I grew up with the legends, with Eric B and Rakim and Too Short and all them. DMC. I'm like, if you want to be involved, cool. Just don't be stupid. And he's being stupid. But again, this match wasn't the greatest. And John Cena turning heel, it was a shocker. I love his promos, but he does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He's like, I ate this up for years, and you guys hating on me. All the shit you'd say to me, all the booing, and the John Cena sucks. Hey, I sing that along too when he comes out. I mean, I got my John Cena shirt around here somewhere.
5 moves of doom or whatever they say. He's only got 5 moves.
Every wrestler only has like a handful of moves, especially if you're a big guy. But when he does his promos, I like that he's taking everything that he got for 25 years and throwing it back in our faces.
Mm-hmm.
Did I cheer for him sometimes? Yeah, I cheered for him. Do I boo him sometimes? And like I said, sing the John Cena sucks songs. Yeah, of course I do. I'm a wrestling fan. I love it. Especially when you're a live event, you're there, you're cheering along, having a good time. But I kind of like it. I like what's going on. I totally saw he was gonna win. Sucks for
Yeah.
Cody. He only had that belt a year,
Yeah.
WrestleMania to WrestleMania. But I see
And-
Cody
and
winning it again. Eventually.
right now,
But
Randy Orton, that RKO out of nowhere, man, that was awesome.
yeah,
On Raw.
Cena was out there on Raw talking shit again and it's saying again, you guys did this to me. It's your fault. You guys made this. You're the reason I'm this way now. And I love I've always loved that song he's got, but when he doesn't have any pyro, no background, it's just black John Cena. That's all it says. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, I see what's happening here. And oh, this is my grandson, Daniel.
I rode on my bike with no training wheels.
Oh, did you see this? I'm recording. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, go to bed. Sorry about that, everyone. It's my go later. My eldest grandson, Daniel. Now he's a part of the show now. He's one of the East Society guys. But anyway, again, I love what's happening here. We'll see where it goes, how long he's going to be the champ. He is a 17-time champ now. The final time is now, or whatever he's saying. The last time is now. Do I want to
see? I want to see
new
Cena
shirts.
Punk. I want to see Cena Punk. I want to see Cena Orton. I want to see Cena Gunther. I want to see Cena Jey Uso. I want to see these. I one thing though on Raw that he did say, he's only got 26 dates left in his contract. So, you got to spread that out for what? So there's what? We're in April, end of April. We're technically I'm going to be in May. So really there's only maybe 3 months that he's actually going to work. That's going to be consecutive. I mean, he's working Backlash with probably Orton. SummerSlam, maybe Cody may get it back, but there's a rumor too that Cody's going to take a long hiatus away.
I think Cody,
he should.
Yeah, he's done enough. He's wrestled in and out all the time. He's defended that title for a year. Yeah, Cody, take a break, brother. Man, you don't have nothing to prove to us. I mean, you've worked so long and you've done this, and last year's WrestleMania was probably one of the greatest WrestleManias, in my opinion. This WrestleMania was
not. Oh man, it's top 5 worst.
I had some good matches, but as far as it was, I don't know what they were doing over there behind the curtain. But I mean, what John's doing, I like it. I'm behind him. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, this match was not. I mean, we've seen Cody with some amazing matches. We've seen John Cena in some amazing matches. Would they tell him to go in there and just half-ass it and don't get hurt, and then send Travis Scott's dumbass in there? And I'm glad he got hurt or took a crossroads.
And someone break his neck, man.
I was just like, man, but I shit you not, man. I was waiting for the Rock's music to hit.
I know. Yes.
I thought he was just back there hanging out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, rumors were that he was there.
Oh, I was gonna say, because they never showed him at anything that they were doing. He didn't do no reviews, no final boss, no nothing.
Nothing.
I mean,
but they had the final boss T-shirt. I mean, they had all the merch. I mean,
I want a final boss shirt. I mean, I ate that up when he came up with that title.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what goes on for John. Again, the main event of night 2 was nothing to write home about. It was just like, the only good thing is John Cena won the belt 17 times and broke Ric Flair's record. And he's, according to John, he's the last
champion.
Yeah. So
we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens next. And I'm just waiting for Peacemaker season 2.
Oh yeah, that's coming. That's
what I'm waiting for. Come on, make another Marine movie. I like the first one.
Hey, it's not bad. People poo-poo all over, but I enjoyed it.
I did too, man. You should come on sometime. We can do some wrestling movies.
Yeah,
for East Society. I want to do the Marine. Maybe not all of them. I want to do that one with Stone Cold when was it The
what
Condemned?
that's that. Oh man, that movie is lit. I love that movie. I haven't
I
seen
want
it in years, but I love that movie.
to do that one, and there's some other ones. I want to do like a series of movies that wrestlers did,
Hmm.
not just little scenes that were like they were in
Yeah,
it. I
like a
mean, even
full on
like
star.
They Live, the great
Yeah.
legendary Roddy Piper, Hot Rod, rest in peace. But yeah, WrestleMania night 2, it had its good matches. The main event, night 1, was awesome. But yeah, I just pick and choose on some matches out of both nights. I was just like, this is how you're ending it. And yeah, man. And if you were there at WrestleMania or the whole time in Vegas, shout out to all of you. I hope you guys invested well, because that was an expensive weekend.
Yeah, you basically had to take out another mortgage on your home.
Because those ticket prices were crazy.
Someone stopped Randy Orton in the hotel, and Randy goes, "Hey, how much you pay for your tickets? Where were you at?" And we were in the upper bowl, and they were like, "What? How much were your tickets total?" He said they were like 50,000. He goes 50,000, and they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, they got to bring those prices down." I mean, I get it; they're trying to break records all the time, but who cares, man? Just put on a good product, and keep this train rolling, because you have some of the best people right now. Like the women's division is loaded. The men's roster is going to be loaded, especially when these free agents start coming up, like John Moxley. Edge is coming up. Um, Rusev just came back last night.
Oh,
I hate
it's
Rusev too. Don't even
it's
get me
not
started on.
Rusev Day, everybody. I don't care what you
I
say.
hate Rusev, but people cheered for him. But
He looks good.
yeah, he does.
He
He's
looks
lost a
good.
bunch of weight.
Yeah, he did. He looked good, but nah, I'm not a Rusev guy.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on again. This is now what, the fourth time hitting all the pop culture.
Oh, I guess I don't remember.
And we a few
It's
times,
cool.
but where can people find you? I'll if you can. I need to get your links too, so I can put your links in the bio or in the description.
Yeah, I can send them all over to you. For me, you can just easily find me on Facebook. You can follow E Society Podcast or the Magnez Podcast, as well as Instagram at ESP Pod or Magnez Pod. You can follow us over on TikTok as well. We're here, E Society. It's mainly me trying to get my brother to do some content. Everyone's probably just tired of seeing my face and this background. But I just did a quick little skateboarding episode the other night. We have a YouTube page, but we need to do something with it. It's there. Just search E Society. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, all that, we're there. Search E Society or the Magnez Podcast, and you'll find everything involving our network. Also, I'm a part of the Horror Returns Network. You can go to thehorrorreturns.com, and I'm part of them with the regular show when I can. But I have some other spin-off shows of theirs with the Action Returns, where we talk nothing about action movies, nothing but action movies. Stream Fiends, my brother Brian and I, we just find random movies that are on all these streaming sites and talk about them. And the Wrestling Returns, we turn that into Brian and I's love for wrestling. We do that. We have not done our Wrestlemania pod yet, so you'll probably hear me saying the same things again on how much I hated this and hated that. But we usually do a breakdown of each, like what we just did. Basically, is what I'm gonna be saying again if you listen to that show. But brother, man, thank you so much. I need to make it back out there again really soon. It's been a while since I've been to Oklahoma. I really loved there. We only met once, but kind of, hey, that was it. Took a picture.
Passing.
And I didn't know who you were at that time. But Russ and the gang, yeah, I need to get back out there.
Yeah, man. Let me know. Let me know.
Yeah, is tornado season over yet?
No, it's about to be over in the end of May.
Okay, after May when it starts to heat
up.
And
it's gonna be hot though. But
well,
I'm sure you're probably used to that.
Not like there. I mean, I don't mind the heat. It was the humidity that was killing me.
Yeah, it's bad here.
I don't know. Yeah, dude. If I eventually make it out there, hopefully really soon, I'll let you know because
Yeah, let me know.
I never really seen much of Tulsa other than Russ's house. And
Yeah, that's me and yeah, we live in kind of the outskirts of Tulsa. So main Tulsa is just it is what it is.
only his house and that place, the Shrine.
Yeah.
Those are the only two places I've been. When
Dang.
Whataburger.
Walkerburg.
That was it. Oh, in Waffle House. Those are the only two places. The other places I've been there. I haven't seen much. Usually when I go to Tulsa, it's like go there, do what I gotta do, and then fly out the next day. But yeah, next time I come out, dude, I'll definitely let you know. I'm gonna have to rent a car so I can go see everybody. You, Russ, Trish, and the rest of those crazy guys out there. But brother, man, this is so much fun. I love doing it. And yeah, anytime you need me to talk about this or that or what have you, I need you back on my show to do something. I don't know. We'll
Let me
figure it out.
know.
I will. But
All right,
everyone,
man.
thank you so much. You guys rule. Right on, man. Thanks.
Yep, no problem. You guys can catch me Warcry Pod, TikTok, and X. If you want to send me a spooky story, real warcrypod@gmail.com. And I think I'm trying to think about what episode I want to do next for the podcast. I think I'm gonna do it over vampires because of the newest movie, Sinners. There is some native ties in there.
I haven't seen it yet.
If
No
you haven't
spoilers.
seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you. And then also too, I've been reading a book called Buffalo Hunter Hunter, which is by Stephen Graham Jones, about a Blackfoot Indian who is a vampire. So I'll keep you guys updated on X and or TikTok. But appreciate everyone who continues to support the podcast, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.